For my history project, I did how technology is changing and how it affects everyday lives. I asked 2 children and 2 adults what they thought of the technology of the past, the present, and the future, and where they think it's gone over the past few years. Here are the results of the 4 interviews I took.
Do you think that you depend on today's technology?
Yes, I do.
How so?
Because it's hard to cook your food without technology of today. And way back when they didn't have stoves or ovens, they would have to depend on gathering wood and fires to cook their meals.
Do you think that your generation spends too much time with technology?
Well, yes, because many people have said that too many people are watching TV and playing video games.
Do you think future generations will become more absorbed with technologies, or will we shy away from it?
I think we'll be more attached to technology since we're using more of it, like our television right here, and also computers to research faster and do projects quicker because they have more spare time.
What do you think of upgrades and new generations for iPods, phones, etc.? Is it technology moving fast, or is it companies wanting money?
I'd just say it's a little of both because upgrading piece, that's what the public demands, and also companies do want money, and they will try basically everything they can to try making it worth more money.
Do you feel that we, society today, could ever live with technology of, say, the 50s or the 60s?
I say we could, but it would be a very hard life.
What type of technology do you think our generation is most dependent on?
I'd say about computers, TVs, video games, stuff like that.
Do you think technology has taken away from socializing or enhanced it?
A little of both, but it has created more talking to people by talking over the computer, but it's not face to face. It's people who are far away from each other, and you don't really know them personally.
Where do you see technology in 10 to 20 years?
I would say not too far, but I'd say more enhanced computers, bigger TVs, smaller iPods, and iPods with more space and storage.
What about 50 to 100 years?
I'd say the vehicles would change almost completely for the better. Maybe even make them even more green. And the computers might look different than they do today and might be voice accessed.
Thank you. Do you think that you depend on today's technology?
Yes.
How so?
Well, because many people watch the news and stuff, so that involves technology because you watch it on TV, and also you can go on the computer to check stuff. If you want to talk to someone, you can just go on the computer and go onto your mail, and you can just talk to them.
Do you feel that your generation spends too much time with technology?
Yeah.
How so?
Oh, well, I know I spend 2 hours on the computer every day, and when I go to school, my friends and I talk about 5 different TV shows, and they're all on the same day, so we watch a lot of it.
How do you feel that technology has shaped today's society?
Well, a lot of more people are getting fat and stuff because they sit on the couch instead of exercising, and yeah.
Do you think it has changed for the better?
Sometimes yes and sometimes no.
What are the sometimes?
Well, like for yes, it'd be easier to, cause it's like easier to like go from like Massachusetts to like California by like plane or train, and that like involves technology. But like also no, because there's like fast food and like that's worse, really bad for people, and like the technology just like makes it bad and like all the salt and stuff, I guess.
Do you feel that future generations will become more absorbed with technology, or do you think we'll shy away from it?
I think they're trying to like make the technology better and stuff, but I definitely think like technology is part of our life now.
What do you think of upgrades and new generations of iPods, phones, etc.? Is it technology moving fast or companies wanting money?
I think it's like both, like, cause the companies do definitely like want money because the economy is really bad right now, but like also like we get like new technology like every day, I guess.
Do you feel that we, society today, could ever live with technology of, say, the 50s or the 60s?
I think some people can, but most people in this generation can't.
What type of technology do you think your generation is most dependent on?
The computer.
Do you feel that technology is taking away from socializing or improving it?
I think it's improving it because like people you couldn't see because they lived across the country, you can now just video chat with them and you can talk to your friends easier.
Where do you see technology in 10 to 20 years?
I think it's like advanced a lot. Like we'll have elevators in our house and like the cars will be like running on solar power and we'll be better off, I guess.
How about 50 to 100?
I don't know because I'm probably not be living then, but I can't tell you that.
Do you think that you depend on today's technology?
Yes.
How so?
I use computers, emails, phone messages, all that stuff.
Do you feel that your generation spends too much time with technology?
Sometimes.
Was it like this when you were younger?
No, not at all.
How was it different?
No computers, no laptops, no TiVo, no 1,000 channels, no Facebook, no text messaging, no cell phones.
How do you feel that technology has shaped today's society?
It's given us more access, instantaneous access to things, which is good and bad.
How do you think that's changed it for the better?
Sometimes.
Do you think that future generations will become more absorbed with technology?
They'll have no choice.
What do you think of upgrades and new generations of iPods, iPhones, etc.? Is it technology moving fast or companies wanting more money?
Both. I think technology keeps moving, but companies will add a small tweak when they don't need to, just so they can sell you the next best and greatest thing, because children really like to have the next best and greatest thing, even when they know that the one they have right now is perfectly fine, but the new one might have a small tweak in it, so they need to get rid of the old one and buy the new one.
Do you feel that we, society today, could ever live with the technology of, say, the 50s or the 60s?
I think kids are very accustomed to the technology we have. It's made our lives a lot easier, and it's advanced a lot of things. I think it's advanced medicine and science and research and a lot of things like that, so that's been very helpful. I don't think you'd ever survive without Facebook, Devin.
What type of technology do you think your generation is most dependent on?
My generation?
Yes, your generation.
Probably computer, laptop.
Do you feel like technology is taking away from socialization or improving it?
I think it's taking away from face-to-face socialization. I think it might improve somewhat because you can stay connected to people that you don't normally see face-to-face. But I think people are avoiding face-to-face contact by using their computer, which is bad because you can't. It's very difficult to say something to someone's face. It's very easy to say it to them in an email.
Where do you see technology in 10 to 20 years?
I have no idea.
How about 50 to 100?
Hopefully it'll make my life much longer so I can haunt you forever.
Do you think that you depend on today's technology?
Yes, I use it every day at work for designing the products and the things I do to get paid.
Do you feel that your generation spends too much time with technology?
Too much time? No. It makes life easier. We can do more because we have it.
Was it like this when you were younger? How is it different?
It was definitely different, but every age builds on the technology that came before it. So we started having computers and we did more and more with them, and now your generation has iPads and they're making apps and doing more with that. So every generation builds on what the generation before did.
How do you feel that technology has shaped today's society?
It's brought the world closer together. Everyone can know what other people are doing a lot faster. Things like Egypt and Tanzania, where they actually overthrew the government because they could get on Facebook and do that. That wouldn't have happened a long time ago, but so it's made the world a smaller place.
Do you think it's changed for the better?
Yes, definitely can be abused and things like that, but in general, I think it's very good.
Do you think that future generations will become more absorbed with technology?
Yes, every generation's going to push it further and build on what they already have and do more and do things faster and do things smaller and yes.
What do you think of the upgrade and new generations of iPads, phones, etc.? Is it technology moving fast or companies wanting money?
Both. Companies that if they can't make money, they're not going to do it. So you have to do things that make money, but then again, the things that make money are the things that people want. So I think it goes hand in hand.
Do you feel that we, society today, could ever live with technology of, say, the 50s or the 60s?
It would definitely make people depressed for a while, but I guess you'd get used to it.
Do you feel like technology is taking away from socialization or improving it?
It's changing it and advancing it, so I guess improving it.
Where do you see technology in 10 to 20 years?
I think everything will be even smaller. You'll get even more of everything. I don't know. It'll be, I don't know how to answer that.
What about 50 to 100?
50 to 100 years from now, I hope we'll have new sources of power, which will be the big deal. Right now, power seems to be the biggest limitation we have, whether it's electric cars or getting to the moon or anything else, or just not running out of it. So I think power is going to be the big breakthrough that we do next, how we can make that more, create that somehow safely and without too much expense.